for exercise 19, we need to go ahead and extend it further just a little bit. We're going to be ending, once we've entered all of the values into the two vectors, we're going to then enter a value, and it's going to tell us all of the names that have it. We actually have to keep the find name in vector method, just like before, because we need to make sure that we don't have the duplicate names, but this is not the case for values. So in terms of values, we need to have another method that's going to help us out. It's going to return a standard vector which contains int, and these are going to be indices, not values, indices. We're going to say find values in vector. And this is going to take a standard vector of int, and this is going to be our values, and our scores. And we're going to have a score over here. And what we're going to do here is we have to actually create this one that we're going to be returning, so standard vector of int found index scores, to make sure that we are naming things so that people know what we are returning. And what we're going to do is like this: for int I is equal to 0, I is less than scores dot size. The reason is for the same as we have to return I, we have to do this iteration as opposed to 4 i's, the same as in the previous exercise for find name and vector. We need the i's and not just the values in that list. So if scores at I is equal to score, then what we're going to do is we're going to do found index scores dot push back, and we're going to push I. We need the index, and then we're going to return found index scores. If we didn't find any, so for example, somebody entered a bunch of values, but then at the end of the day we didn't find what we were looking for, this is just going to be empty. So the rest of it stays the same: find name, print name, score pairs. We might actually delete that. Same process here in terms of inputting the data. The only thing that changes is that now what we need here is not name. What we actually need is our score. And we're going to say over here, this is going to change. So this is going to be now standard vector of int found scores. And it's going to be like this. So what do we call it? Find values in vector. Find values in vector. And this is going to be scores and score that we're looking for. And what we're going to have now is if found scores dot size is equal to 0, then we can say that score not found, right? So the score we're looking for is not found. Else, what we want to do is for, and now we can actually do the for each, int p in position in found scores. We can go ahead and put names at position and scores at position, and this is it. And this effectively concludes the implementation. So let's go ahead and run it, which compiles, it runs. Great. Let's go ahead and do something we played before. Jim 17, Michael 11, George 11, Greg 11, Brian 5, and then let's go ahead and do no name 0 to finish our input. So, sorry, we didn't adjust the prop. We'll fix that before we put the code in, but let's go ahead and do 17, and we have Jim and Jim. Let's do Michael. Sorry, we're going to take Michael. Let's do 11. So there's Michael, George, and Greg. Let's do 3. Let's see what we get for 3. It's going to say 3 does not found. So it looks like this is actually working correctly. Okay, good enough. We validated it, ship it. And this concludes all of the exercises in Chapter 3. We're going to be moving on to Chapter 4 and solving those exercises next.